The Last of Us Episode 6, Explained Ending. The Last of Us Episode 6 delivers Joel and Ellie's story in great style, with the ending providing both questions and answers. Warning: this article contains spoilers for The Last of Us Episode 6 and the original game. The Last of Us Episode 6 ends on another cliffhanger, with life-changing events for Ellie and Joel on the horizon. Much of The Last of Us Episode 6 involves Joel and Ellie arriving in Jackson, Wyoming, where Joel reunites with his brother Tommy. After some character drama revolving around Joel, his growing feelings for Ellie, and how that affects his mental state, Joel and Ellie set off once again for the University of Eastern Colorado. They go to the university after talking to Tommy, who tells Joel that the Fireflies have a base camp on campus. Joel and Ellie manage to reach the university, and The Last of Us Episode 6 offers different plot points that will have significant implications for the show's overall story, as well as the story of Henry and Sam in The Last of Us Episode 5. With that said, here's everything explained in detail about The Last of Us Episode 6's ending. At the end of The Last of Us Episode 6, Joel and Ellie are attacked by a group of men at the University of Eastern Colorado. While the episode does not disclose who the men are or where they come from, knowledge of the original The Last of Us game sheds some light on the type of role they will play from here on out. In fact, the men come from a group of cannibals led by a man named David, who can be seen in The Last of Us official trailer. In the original game, Ellie encounters David and his second-in-command, James, played by The Last of Us original actor of Joel, Troy Baker, in The Last of Us HBO when she goes out to look for food for her and Joel. David explains that his men were attacked and killed by a man and a young girl at the University of Eastern Colorado before eventually kidnapping Ellie. David reveals his group's nature as cannibals and asks Ellie to join them, trying to kill her when she refuses. Joel goes to save Ellie, finding David already dead before Ellie collapses into his arms. This marks the first time Joel truly acknowledges Ellie as his surrogate daughter. With Joel fainting from his stab wound at the end of The Last of Us Episode 6, the main question for viewers who haven't played the game will be whether Joel dies. However, Joel does not die at the end of The Last of Us Episode 6. While gravely injured, Joel does not die but faints due to blood loss, leading Bella Ramsey's Ellie to have to fend for herself in The Last of Us Episode 7. The next episode will likely adapt the cannibal plotline, in which Ellie encounters David after trying to look for a cure to heal Joel's wounds. Another burning question around The Last of Us Episode 6 is why Joel decides to take Ellie. After asking Tommy to take Ellie to the university, Joel ultimately decides against it and takes her himself for reasons linked to Sarah, his own feelings for Ellie, and a discussion they have that is presented in The Last of Us Episode 6. The concept of Joel having panic attacks, which he later reveals, stems from his own fear of failure after failing to protect Sarah and Tess following the outbreak of The Last of Us. Joel feels this fear for Ellie, stating that she will be better off with Tommy. Ellie hears this and becomes upset with Joel's willingness to separate from her. This leads to a discussion in which Ellie mentions Sarah, causing Joel to say that they are going their separate ways. However, Joel also admits that